So it turns out we can't make Gymshark athletes stand for that long because they get really bored. So I think we managed like 40 minutes, to be fair to them. And they were like doing handstands. One girl got a book out and like they're chatting and mingling. And then we put that on the website. So people are like, are you watching the Gymshark athletes live on the website? Like, it was so fun. So that's the kind of like thinking that we would do at Gymshark. Whereas Lounge was much more like, what influencer do we want to work with next? Like, what project collab are we going to do with a different influencer? Yeah. We would brainstorm like disruptive ideas, but they kind of would get shifted around in a way that would usually work for the conversion piece. That's my experience that I had there, at least.
Yeah. Because you mentioned about Gymshark making communities and particularly making creative through that community, which I think they're were the first people to really do that. 100%. I think there is a very weird community that people forget about in Apple, which was like the kind of tech obsessed community and the queues and that kind of stuff, which has kind of been forgotten about in the new realm of brands that we kind of live in the last 10 years. But how do you look at that creatively in terms of how we can build community and what that looks like? Because that feels like everyone wants to do that right now, and that's where value is. And it's interesting that how Lounge are thinking about that, which we'll come on to. But yeah, how did Gymshark look at that, and how are you looking at that creatively?
Yeah, it's such a buzzword now. Everybody wants to build a community.
Yeah.
Community, when I was at Gymshark, got described as a sense of belonging. Like, do you feel you belong there?
Yeah.
And I think that's the bit that they absolutely nailed. So you've got all these young people that just love the gym.
Yeah.
They just, for mental health, for fitness, whatever it is, we've got this common thing that we love. And Gymshark is the advocate for that thing. Therefore, we belong there because we belong in the gym, we belong at Gymshark. That's what sort of got created. And I don't know if you've ever been to a Lift event. The only and first one I went to was Lift Manchester when I was quite new. Well, they've just done the New York one. Yeah. It's as crazy as you see on the internet. Like, you've got the queues around the block, you've got tons of people. And I remember walking into that Lift Manchester and just being like, wow, like, these people really love this because they all feel like they belong there. Like,
and when it comes to creative, is the challenge of, and this is just how my marketing brain works, but I really want to know if this is how you look at it. Is it about getting the creative that resonates with that community to make them feel like they belong? Is that the piece of the puzzle that people are trying to achieve?
Yeah, because it can't just come from me. Like, as a creative, I think that defines a junior. That's the creative maturity piece we talk about.
Right.
It's not about things that I want to do. Yeah. Like, I started out like, oh, this is great. Here's my mood board. I want to do this shoot. This is great. Blah, blah, blah. If I look back at some of the things I pitched, there's no wonder they were like, no, Joe. Because the maturity comes when you realize it's not about you. It's about the people that you're trying to serve. And like, that's the gold dust as a marketeer, as a creative. Like, give first, get later. And like, Gymshark nailed that idea of let's give. Like, I mean, the first Body Power, like, they were just throwing out free stringers. Yeah, like, give first and you will build this advocacy throughout the rest of your brand journey. People want to feel like they're on the journey with you. They don't want to stand from the sidelines and cheer you on. Like, what's in it for them?
Yeah.
But if they can come along for the ride, that changes things. And I think that's why the Gymshark events, the like disruptive giving away freebies at random points around. I think they did one in Birmingham one day. They were like, if you're here, come to this corner. We're going to give out some free shit. Like, they've never stopped doing that. And there's a lot of stuff Gymshark do that you don't see. Charitable work, like supporting local people. You don't see that shit, but they're
in the communities they've actually built online. Yeah. And Lounge don't do that? Or Lounge do it differently?
No, they do it differently. So they, when I left, created the Lounge Foundation, which is a charity project, raised a ton of money over the years for breast cancer awareness, which is absolutely phenomenal, amazing. Recently partnered with Birmingham Children's Hospital to fundraise for them for the foreseeable future. It's very different in a sense of like very charitable, but I think Gymshark had that as part of the brand story from the start. And so if you are old Gymshark, OG Gymshark, or if you've just joined Gymshark, you still get that same experience. And I don't think, certainly for me in the time that I was at Lounge, that we quite nailed that.
Right.
They have a huge community, a huge student community, actually. I was shocked to hear how many students are huge fans of Lounge. The numbers are insane when I discovered that. But I think there's so much more that can be done. I know they've got big plans for the foreseeable future, so I'm sure they're going to be working on that. A lot of product journey that they're going on. But yeah, a very different approach.
Yeah.